Good evening, everybody. It's Stephanie, Expert Showroom tonight. And what I'm doing is working on our upcoming auction. We have plenty of cool items that are in auction for Saturday, which our current auction is ending on Saturday. So tonight what I'm doing is kind of giving you a little peek insight into what I do for Memorabilia Expert, which is work on different descriptions and launch the item to auction. So that's what I'm going to be working on. You'll see each lot as I'm actually working on it, and you'll see it uploaded live onto our site after I am finished. So the first lot that I was working on this evening was a autographed baseball card collection. This lot has 11 cards in it. Okay. And some of them are certified card company, the card manufacturer, and some of them were also certified by JSA if they did not come out of a pack and had the certification with it. So I start off like any item. I'm going to do a count of how many are in here. Fortunately, I know that there's 11 from when we logged it in, so I'm going to work on it right now. So let me go to our site, and if you guys have any questions as I'm live, I'm going to try to do this a little bit more on Facebook as well as YouTube. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you see anything you're interested in the background, I know we have a nice Muhammad Ali autographed robe that I'll be working on this evening as well. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Let me get to our site and get this ready for auction. Then I'll have another item on deck as well for writing. This particular description is going to be a basic description. It's going to be a list of all the items that are going to be in this. I pretty much have a lot of the description on this one already. So this one is in this lot. Then we have this fun Greg Maddux autographic Skybox card. This one's authenticated by Fleer Skybox. And it's a nice early insert. I think it's 1999 of Greg Maddux. Also in this lot is a Sparky Sin autograph card. This is a nice card, number 46 in the set. This one's authenticated by JSA. They put a sticker on the back, if you can see. Then we have a Frank Robinson autographed card, Nabisco. Here's a Bartolo Colon. He seemed like he pitched forever, man, this guy. He might still be pitching. I don't even know. But this is a SP Authentic Game Used card. This did come out of a pack. I'll show the back. We have an Andre Dawson, Fleer, 1991. This one is authenticated by JSA. Billy Stargell. Another card in this lot from 1993 Nabisco. Has the certificate on the back. Turn Back the Clock of Ralph Kiner. Vintage card. It's authenticated by JSA on the back. And Let's see, who's this here? Harmon Killebrew, vintage card, in action, authenticated by JSA on the back. Alan Trammell. This is a 1992 upper deck, authenticated by JSA on the back. And last but not least is a Hank Aaron 1974 Topps, authenticated by JSA on the back. It's in blue pen. And then these are the certificates for, as I mentioned, the ones that do not have the authentication from the pack. So what I'm basically doing is going to go into the description and then we'll launch it up. So we got, this is number 289132. So if you are doing a search later on and you want to see the specific item number, that is it. Two. And there was 11 cards in this lot, all autographed. Okay. There we go. This one is going to be loading, so let me get the next item on deck. You could find all of these items on Memorabilia Expert, memorabilia.expert, when they launch, and that's where they go into auction. If there is a delay, it's possible that it could be just going through the final phase of the process, which is pricing, before it goes up. So if you don't see it right away, for example, this evening, then it just has to go through the next step, which is pricing, which it will be posted as soon as it goes through that phase. 7, 8. So I have 8 listed so far. Hank Aaron, Rolly Fingers, Sparky Anderson, Alan Trammell. I'm missing Harmon Killebrew, Ralph Kiner, Willie Stargell, have Andre Dawson, Bartolo Colon, Frank Robinson. Oh, I have the 1998 Sparky Anderson. There's, so this is Sparky Anderson. I have this one. So I think I'm missing 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. Yeah, so I'm missing 3. So I got to do Willie Stargell, Ralph Kiner, and Harmon Killebrew. Okay. Harmon Killebrew. So let me just identify these cards. What I do to identify what year they are if they're not marked is I generally go to eBay and I search by the player name, Ralph Kiner for this example, and card number 437. Now, it does say on the back here it's 1977 Topps, so I mean that kind of solves the mystery, but if I didn't know that it was 1977 Topps, that's what I would use to figure out what it was and identify it. So this is card number 437. And this is going to go, I put them in the list, not alphabetically, I put them by year. So the I have so far is going to be the 1974 Topps Hank Aaron. That's the oldest one. I put them in that succeeding order. So let me find Harmon Killebrew. Now, I don't know what this card is, for example, right off the bat, as far as what year it is. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to eBay and figure out what year this card is. Some of you might be saying, oh, that's this specific year. I wish I could do that. Sometimes I can, but it's just one of those things. I want to be sure that I'm correct whenever I'm listing an auction item, because you want to be as accurate as possible with the information. You know, because if you put the year as 1969 and it's actually a 1971 card or something like that, then your item can get returned if you're not correct with it. So I'm just going to put in card number. It's like it's a 1972 Topps card, so we'll put that under 1972 Topps. Harmon Killebrew, card number 52. Okay, so that's actually the oldest card that we have now. As I mentioned previously, we have the 1974 Hank Aaron was the youngest, but now we have this one, which is 1972. The last one I have to identify is what year this set is. It says 1993 on this certificate, but I just want to double check to make sure again that it's accurate, that that's the year for this Nabisco card. So 1993, I'm just going to put it Nabisco. Let's go Starjaw. See what happens if it comes up. And then it says All-Star Autographs. That's it. 1993 Nabisco. All-Star Autographs. So that was just double checking. Nabisco. Let's see if they have the card number in the listing, so I don't have to pull it out of the case. So I try to do is list the items. Don't see. Let's see if this one shows the back, because then I could give the card number. People generally do like to search by, I guess it's just the back is that certificate. Okay, cool. I thought this was like a separate piece of paper. Oh, okay, it's not. I did open it. I don't see a card number on here. But interesting enough, if you're ever curious, Willie Stargell's favorite cookie snack is Oreos, according to the back of this card. So he really liked his Oreos, I guess. Nice little sponsorship by Nabisco for these cards. Limited edition. All right, so this lot of 11 autograph cards is now done. I mark it written on here so they can be put in their proper place in inventory. So these we're going to go up on our memorabilia.expert website. as soon as possible. So they are done. I finished this item earlier in the day. I'll show you in a minute. That is currently posted on our site, which is another card, which is this 1966 Mickey Mantle card, graded. Let me show you what this is. This is in auction currently. It's graded at X-Mint 6. I just finished this, so this just posted to our website, memorabilia.expert. And if you need a shortcut, I mean, other than typing in Mickey Mantle for the search or Yankees or something like that, you could put in 289121 for this particular card to see it live. And it's up in auction currently. All right, next up on my desk, I have this piece, which is Entertainment. It's a Walter Cronkite autograph photo. It's authenticated by JSA. There's the JSA cert on the back of it. So I'm going to work on this now. Walter Cronkite, of course, is famous for broadcasting. So it's a very cool and interesting autograph to have. So let me put this. We do entertainment, music, celebrity items as well, not just, not just sports. So it's important to know that when you are going to our auction. We specialize in a lot of music items and that kind of thing. So this one just happens to be journalism. So, all right, so I'm going to go into the item on our website, since that one is done. And this particular item, I'm done listing this item. You can search by Walter Cronkite, or you can just search by the item number. So this is the current one that I'm working on at the moment. Now, how I do my intros for something like this, I try to see if we've had anything in the past that was similar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a search on our website to see if we've had any Walter Cronkite signed items. Because in the end, it's going to save me a little bit of time as far as writing is concerned. Basically, this is a black and white 8x10 photo, and it's signed in silver, gold marker, gold felt tip. So that's going to be the basic description, but we want to add a little bit more information about Walter Cronkite, just in case you don't know who he is and you just might find it interesting on our site. So let me see what I can find if we've had anything in the past. We have a really vast database. It's actually pretty incredible. I've been working for Memorabilia Expert here as an expert for 15 years now. I've been doing this. I've been doing descriptions on the different auction items that have come in. And I really enjoy doing the research behind all the items and then presenting them for auction. It's really fun. It's like Christmas every day. And I'm sure you'll hear me say that a lot if I continue to do these cool videos. Something different to make a Thursday a little bit more interesting. Without sports, it's kind of like one of those things. What are people going to tune into? What are people going to be interested in? And I mean, as a sports fan myself, I really do, look for ways to quench that, and if it's through memorabilia, then I kind of live it. I kind of live the dream with sports memorabilia being my profession, and entertainment as well. So it's really an interesting occupation. Okay, so we did have a cool Walter Cronkite photo in the past. So I'm going to that description now to kind of see how similar it was. Perfect. This is actually a great description. So I'm going to go to this item here in our inventory. We go to, it's giving me, it's like delayed today. 28911. Nice. It's always fun and interesting when there's already a comparable item that we've had. I guess he was an American journalist. He was anchorman for the CBS Evening News for 19 years, and that's back when CBS News was in the 60s and 70s, was probably top of the line, and he was often cited as the most trusted man in America. So who do you think is the most trusted man in America right now, is the question. That's just a rhetorical question. I can't imagine. I really can't. I can't think of anybody that comes to mind as far as when you think of that level for his occupation. So I don't know what the answer is. I guess that's for everybody to kind of think about. Okay, while this is uploading, let me see if there's a price. I'm going to start this photo here at $50. And it's going to go into the auction that ends on the 28th of March. This March 28th auction, by the way, is a no reserve auction. The majority of items in this auction do not have a reserve on it. So that is the auction this is going into. Again, this item, I'll show it again in a minute. I just want to get it published and up on our site. So it is publishing now. And this is a Walter Cronkite signed 8x10 photo with a gold paint pen. Just a classic headshot photo with the JSA basic cert as the authentication. And the starting bid on this is $50. So this is going up right now. You can find it on our site right now after it publishes in just a minute. Okay, next up, let's do some more cards, because I have a bunch of cards. I have a bunch of baseballs. But let me do some quick items that I could get posted. Let's see. Okay, 3 different groups right here. Let's do this one. This is a Wheaties box autographed by Steve Largent. Let's make sure everybody can see that. So a signature, you can see right there. And this was given a basic certification by JSA. JSA frequently comes in to our office here, our showroom in Las Vegas. So they are here regularly. We do public events with them. And they also come into our showroom to authenticate for our auction. So this item is, like I said earlier, this particular item is going to go into auction. So, all right, let's get it ready and posted. That's what I'm doing here today. Just kind of giving you an insight into what I do. This is just my laptop, basically. I know it's not that super awesome quality that everybody has, but I'm just working with what I have at the moment. I kind of did this spur of the moment, just kind of like to, you know, take some of the boredom out of the day. But yeah, this is just my basic laptop camera. All right, so that Walter Cronkite item is posted. Let's go to this Wheaties box. If you have any live on Facebook or YouTube, I'm here to help answer any questions you might have. I'm sorry if it be on Facebook. It might be because of the weather. The rain has kind of been a little bit odd with the you know, the flow of the broadcast. So I apologize if it's a little bit wonky. I know on Facebook it was kind of acting strange. So I don't even know if it's going to be looking okay or not. Let me know. If it's bad, I'll just turn off Facebook because it seems like YouTube is working better. So this Wheaties box is number 28. I'll give you the item number for this one. It's 284475. And also interesting too about this particular box is that it doesn't look like it was actually used for cereal. I think this is like something that probably came out of the factory this way. Just the way it's folded almost in really great condition. I don't think this was ever used on a box or for cereal, you know, with the cereal inside. So this is for him being this. They did this particular box. It says on the back for being the NFL all-time leading pass receiver. So this was a special thing that they did. All right, so Steve Largent, and let me see what the starting on this is going to be. The starting bid on this one is $20. So this will be in the 28th auction, March 28th. Is okay, so this is going to go up shortly. Let me add that in. Unused. Okay, make sure I have all the spelling correctly. And this is what I wrote. Presented is a commemorative Wheaties box that was signed by Steve Largent. He was awarded this honor by being the NFL all-time receiving yards leader. Largent signed the box in bold black felt tip on the cover, and I'd say it's about a 9 quality as far as rating. 9, 10. I'll put 9, 10. It's a really nice signature. The box looks unused for cereal and from the factory. And that is it. That description is now done. It is going to be launched into the auction right now. So you could buy this, you could bid on this live right now if you'd like. Starting bid again on that was $20. And it ends on the 28th. All right, let me see if we have any questions from anybody on YouTube or Facebook. List a few more items so you can kind of see again what I'm doing. All right, so that is now published. Let me go to the next item. How about we do this? This is like a magazine, autographed magazine photo, but it's actually autographed by someone pretty remarkable in football, Hall of Famer, and just a really good autograph to get for your football collection, for Football Hall of Fame. It's a Red Grange autographed photo. So let me show that here. Kind of see the reflection of I have a ring light over here, so I'm going to try to pull it over to this side. So let me take it out of the top loader so you can maybe see it a little bit better. I'll be very careful. And it's authenticated by JSA basic cert here. So let's show you the Red Grange. Nice walking off the field type photo of the galloping ghost. It is personalized, but that's okay. When it comes to vintage autographs, there's a lot you can do with them. I know some people will cut them, take that part out of it and put them on a display of some kind, just without the photo, and just make it a cut signature. Maybe take it out, put it in, cut it by. But it's already authenticated, so I don't know. It's always up to the person who has their collection what they'd like to do with it. But this particular photo is really nice. It does have a central fold. Probably someone gave it to them and put it in their pocket or folded it into something just to protect it when they originally got it. Probably the person that it's inscribed to. So I'm guessing that in there. So let me just put this back in. Again, it's a magazine photo or like a news photo type thing. I don't think it's a newspaper because it says page number 6 on it. So I think this is from a magazine. And that kind of, there's an ad for the Stratomatic game on the back, which if you guys are familiar with games, ball games in particular, you probably know what that is as well. It says, get the entire story. Mail the coupon today for your colorful free brochure containing complete information. Fans rave of this game. So basically you send in some 10 cents in coin or stamps to cover the postage and the handling. Each player's strengths and weaknesses are measured in Stratomatic. For example, Joe Namath may have just had an accurate pass completion percentage, but he will most likely be among the most effective long passing quarterbacks. That's kind of cool. It's kind of like football fans are crazy about this football game that's true to life. So it's kind of like fantasy football in a way, if you think about it. So interesting. But anyway, the primary focus for this particular write-up is going to be about the front, because it is about Red Grange. It's a beautiful autograph. You can kind of put this in a display. You know, you could put it with another photo or whatever you like. It's just a really nice autograph for vintage football collectors. So that was Red Grange. What can I learn or understand about Red Grange that'll help me put this description together? So let me do that. So I'm just typing in Red Grange signed to see what happens in the search box. Okay, I don't see anything yet. It's still doing a search in the query on our site. I know we've had many Red Grange autographed items in previous auctions. So while that's in that query, I am going to go to Wikipedia to get a refresh on Red Grange and information about him to add to the description of what this particular item is. Maybe I could find an interesting factoid about, you know, why he was called the Galloping Ghost. And I could add that in. I guess he was in the College Hall of Fame as well. I'm just kind of like glancing at the Wikipedia and the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And he was a coach and player for the Chicago Bears. I knew that. Okay, so I'll put this little antidote in here as I'm reading about how he became the Galloping Ghost. It says on the Wikipedia page that Chicago sports writer Warren Brown nicknamed Grange the Galloping Ghost. When asked in a 1974 interview, was it Grantland Rice, who was also a famous sports writer, you can look him up if you're interested in learning more about him, who dubbed you the Galloping Ghost? So Grange replied, no, it was Warren Brown, who was a great writer with the Chicago American in those days. So I'm going to put that factoid into this description. Because I think whenever I'm working on descriptions, basically the meat and potatoes of it is, what is the item? When you're ever doing descriptions for your listings on eBay, or in this case it's for our auction, you always want to say, well, what's the meat and potatoes? You know, what is this? How do you describe what this is? And that's what I pretty much do all day. And for me, you know, this is a magazine page, but I do want to point out, you know, how you know, great of a quality autograph it is, because it's really nice. And you know how awesome this would be into your collection, because we want to, you know, showcase this for collectors, as well as, you know, dealers as well buy from us too. You know, this would be a nice piece to showcase in a Chicago show. I'm just saying, if you're a dealer and you do that kind of thing as well, then yes, this would be a really nice piece to have in a Chicago show. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Let's see how many people we have on Facebook. If there's any questions, again, feel free to ask any questions that you have. This is a new project that I'm doing. It's kind of a preview before the preview, because we do videos of items that are upcoming or items that we get in, but this is the first time I'm actually broadcasting while I'm writing. So I hope people find it interesting. Hope you learned something. Maybe you've never heard of Red Grange. Maybe you've never heard of Walter Cronkite. And now you're interested to learn more. And also you could kind of investigate, hey, why is a Red Grange autograph highly collectible? Well, as I mentioned too, like, he's a product that's in the Football Hall of Fame, as well as the College Hall of Fame. He was a player as well as a coach. So he has a tremendous amount going for him. And you don't get a nickname like the Galloping Ghost unless you did something really significant in football. So, all right, so let me measure this. One of the keys to my writing is always having a tape measure handy, because although I might think, okay, yeah, 8 by 10, well, this might be like 8.5 by 11, and I just want to make sure, or it might be an odder size because it's a magazine page. So I'm just going to measure this real quick. It's a great pro tip for anybody that works on descriptions for items, is to always have a tape measure handy. So this is, as I thought, this is 8. It actually is 8, but it's 8 by 11. So it's not an 8 by 10. It's 8 by 11. And actually, maybe even slightly. No, it's about 8.25 by 11. So I'm going to put that into the description. 8.25 by 11. 25 by 11. Okay, so I put the little antidote in about the Galloping Ghost, why it was called the Galloping Ghost, and then I described it, just presented as a magazine page that was autographed by the Galloping Ghost himself, Red Grange. He signed this 8.25 by 11 page in black felt tip with the inscription, "Best wishes to Troy Baker from." This item would also make a nice cut display. That's it. So this item is going to go into the auction. It has to go through the pricing department, so it's going to be pending, but that is going to be going up soon. As soon as it goes through the pricing department, it will launch. So another one is written. All right, let me see how everybody's doing, if there's any questions. Nice to see you, Jean. Thank you for joining in on Facebook. Appreciate it. Let's see. We have some index cards that are autographed, and I have some regular cards. Okay. Let's do some football cards. Yeah, let's do some football cards. And then I could do some cards as well. Let's see. All right, these both came in from the same collection, so realistically I can do either or here. All right, so this collection is going to be 9 autographed football cards. So this is the first time I'm actually looking at them, so I don't know, in order for me to put the description together, I have to go through each card and see what it is. So let me go to our description page. And this is going to be kind of a list, just kind of a, this is what's in this lot, you know, and then I'm going to go through each card individually. And there's some nice Hall of Famers in this. I think actually they're all Hall of Famers. So it's a really nice lot of autograph cards. All right, so that's I have about 20 more minutes or so before I sign off. So we'll finish this lot. Maybe I'll be able to get. Okay, so this is another lot that we don't have a starting bid on yet. It has to go through the pricing department, but I'm basically putting the description together. So as soon as that's done, it will go up. All right, so this, if you are going to be searching for this lot and you want to make any notes for finding it in our auction when it does launch, let me give you the item number here. It's just a little bit of a shortcut, but you could also search by category, cards, or you could search by Johnny Unitas. Oh man, okay, so I gave away who one of the cards is autographed by. You could also search by Johnny Unitas, and that'll bring up this particular lot. In this lot, the other lot that I did had 9 cards. These cards are a little bit different than the first group, which was baseball. These are all football, and the thing with these is none of these are pack opened. In other words, these were all in-person autographs, and each individual one has a JSA authentication cert. So I'll go through them in just a minute here. I'm gonna actually make the list in the description, and then I'll showcase each card because I know you're excited, and I already mentioned Johnny Unitas, so I will show that one first. And interestingly, he might not be in a Colts uniform on this one, just saying. So what other team did Johnny Unitas play for? Go ahead and Google it if you are waiting, because it's going to take me a minute anyway to get this listed. So what other team did Johnny Unitas play for? I could do trivia while I do this too. All right. So it looks like these 2 cards are from the same set. Actually, we have a few that are from the same set. So let me kind of organize them by that way. So when I work on them, these are all different. Okay, so we have 2 from this set, which is, I have to figure it out. So, all right, so let me showcase the Johnny Unitas card first. Here's the Johnny Unitas Chargers. So if anyone guessed Chargers or didn't have to Google it, yay for you. Again, it has a JSA certificate on the back. And then it comes with the basic certificate. one of these in this lot. So then the other card from this set that's autographed is this guy here from the Bears, Dick Butkus. Again, JSA on the back. So these two cards are in this lot. So again, how do I determine what year they're from if I don't know? Which for my time, so sometimes I go, oh, that's from 1968, or sometimes I just know, just from years and years of experience of doing this. So in this instance, I'm not 100% sure. I have an idea, but I want to make sure that my description is accurate. So for these two cards, I'm going to, again, to go to either comc.com, C-O-M-C, or eBay, or even Google to find out what year is this Johnny Unitas and this Dick Butkus card from. So that's what I'm going to do now. I happen to have eBay up, so I'm going to use eBay for this right at the moment. So I'm just going to type in Unitas 150 and see if I am right about what year this is, because I have an idea, but I could be completely wrong. Okay, I was actually right. I was going to guess 1974 tops, but I wasn't 100% sure. I want to make sure that I have an accurate description, so I'm going to put in 1974 tops. And then there's both Johnny Unitas. On here it's John Unitas, but I prefer to say Johnny, so I'm going to put Johnny in. And then Dick Butkus. And Johnny Unitas is card number 150, and Dick Butkus is 230. And 230. Okay. All right. Next up. Let's see if we have any doubles of anybody. Okay. We're going to do this one next in the lot. Now these are all of these cards are in one lot. So this is, we're going to do Alan Page next. Try to get it in good sight there. Alan Page. Again. JSA authenticated. This one's in pen signature. So, and what makes it a little tricky sometimes is they put, I kind of have to, again, figure out what year it is. So let me do that now. And it looks similar to the 1974 tops. So I'm going to guess it's the same set because the backs look similar. So actually, I don't even have to look it up. I'm just going to put it in here as 1974 tops. I didn't realize that until I looked at the back. So Page, which is card number 134. It's just that it had a different front. It didn't have the standard card style front. It had more of like the all-pro front. So threw me off. All right, let's do this one next. Again, also part of the lot. It's Bob Lilly autographed card with JSA authentication. Let me bring it down so everybody can see. All right. All right, so this is going to be E7 in the set. 1970 tops. All right, so I always put them in order of year in the description. So this one's going to go ahead of the 1974. And this is card number 87 in the set. Done. Okay, next up is a old Rams dude. So we have Merlin Olsen of the Rams. Try to showcase the autograph a little bit better there. Merlin Olsen in the back. Again, this comes with the basic JSA COA. So let's figure this one out here. $525 is the number on the back of the card. Which makes it a 1975 Topps. Okay, next up is a Rada Ted Hendricks autograph card. Nice autograph on the front. On the back, again, JSA authentication. And again, I think I mentioned it previously, but each individual card does have the basic certs with them. So, since these were not directly from a pack, for example. So, all right, so let's go to this one. This is going to be 1982 Topps, but I just want to confirm it just to make sure that I'm correct. Yes. $190, card number 190. And the way that I figured that one out, it was a little bit more obvious. Sometimes you can see like the last year in the stat line. That's how I figured out what year it was. Because obviously if they haven't played yet, then that's the current what the card is. And this is a nice autograph on there. And it is kind of in a dark blue on that one. All right, the next group is all, again, from the same set. And these three are from the Swell set. So we have Chuck Bednarik. We have Deacon Jones. And then we have Sonny Jurgensen. So these three Swell cards are also in this lot. And again, each individual one has the JSA authentication on the back. So let's see what year these are from. I don't see on the back a year printed on it. So I'll have to look it up to make sure I get it correct. I know that Chuck Bednarik's nickname, just from being in the business, is Concrete Charlie, which I think is awesome. So if I'm going to put, I mean, I should put Concrete Charlie, Chuck Bednarik, but it doesn't really fit into this particular description. Unless it was just about Chuck Bednarik, then I could somehow work that into the description. This one is in particular is just a list of the different cards that are signed, and it's really nice, a really nice lot. It's from 1990 Swell, those 3 cards. So let me kind of go through. They are in order. They do have card numbers. So then we're going to list Concrete Charlie first in the list. And then Sonny Jurgensen. Oh, no. Deacon Jones is next. Whose real name was David. And then Sonny Jurgensen. All right, so that's the list. Bob Lilly, Alan Page, Johnny Unitas, Dick Butkus, Merlin Olsen, Ted Hendricks, Chuck Bednarik, Deacon Jones, and Sonny Jurgensen. These are all in one lot. So let me see if these are ready for launch. Since I made my list, it looks like it still has to go through the pricing department before launch, but you should see this up shortly into our next auction. We do have an auction ending Saturday, so you're going to want to go to memorabilia.expert to see the current auction that's ending on Saturday. This item is going to be ending on March 28th. So I'm basically putting the next auction together and getting all the items prepared for the next auction, which is the majority of it is it's a no reserve auction. So that's kind of exciting. It allows people to just bid up to what they think the value is on everything, and there's no worry that there's going to be something that stops them, such as a reserve. So, all right, let me do the intro for this one. All right. Presented is a lot of 9 autographed football cards. They are all Hall of Famers here, who signed in various types of ink. Oh, is that football Hall of Famers? The list includes, and then I did all the what I just went through with you guys, what year they're from, and put that into the description and the card number on the back. Oh, you know, and actually what I'm going to add too, they were all of them were in-person autographs from one lucky collector, which is true. This all came from the same consigner. All right, perfect. So this is now going to be launching as soon as it goes through pricing, but the description is now complete. All right. We only have about 4 minutes left, so let's see what we have. I have to go to my work shelf here. Okay. Let's do this. This is a really nice piece. Probably one of the better pieces that we're going to be having in the auction. So let me make sure it's on camera. Everybody can see it. And we'll end with this one here. It's a Muhammad Ali autographed robe. Okay. And this does come with a full letter from JSA Authentication. So there's no worry on that. It is an Everlast robe, the type that he wore. This is not something that he has worn, but we've had those type of items in the past as well. Items that he actually wore. So let me see if I could get closer for the autograph. So you can kind of see it, but you can see close-ups, better close-ups on our website once it goes up. And yeah, it's in this big giant frame. So I'm not sure if it'll ship without the frame. I have to ask if that's going to be the case. But if you do live in town locally, this would be a nice display to go up on your wall in Las Vegas. Anyway, and the item number, let me give you the item number in case you want to search later for this. You see this on video and you're like, ooh, what is that? The item number is 290283. 290283. And it's just going to be a Muhammad Ali signed robe. And then I am going to put that it's in the display. But occasionally we do ship items without them being in the display just because it's cost prohibitive to send items in display. Especially this is in plexiglass, which is good. If it was in glass, we would never ship it this way just because glass just has that ability to damage items very easily if it breaks. So, which we have seen before, and that's just unfortunate when that happens. So always get your framed pieces in plexi. It costs more than glass, but it's way better for your collectibles, and you don't run that risk of dropping the frame and then it breaks and then it cuts the item or whatever whatever is possible for that to happen. So, all right. So the first thing I'm going to do while I have it standing here is I'm going to take my trusted tape measure and get a nice measurement of this piece while I'm standing it here. Now, we have had autographed robes in the past, so I'm going to rely heavily on those past descriptions that we've had in auctions. This is 39.5. By 47. Okay, 39.5 by 47. Write it down. Okay. Here. Working on it. Again, classic Everlast robe, Muhammad Ali style that he wore, but not this one. This one's just autographed, but still very nice piece. And feel free, as we have a few minutes left here, I'm going to end it shortly, to ask any questions. All right, so the important thing to know is these particular items are in our upcoming March 28th auction on our website, memorabilia.expert. Some of the items that you saw in the video that is live broadcasted are going to be posted as soon as they're priced. That's the final step of the process. Sometimes I can just post them right away, but occasionally we have to make sure that the pricing is on par with our consigners as far as what the expectation is to get for the items. But this auction coming up, the 28th auction in particular, has no reserves. So whatever it starts at, that's pretty much what it can go for. And there's going to be a lot of good bargains in that auction. There's actually going to be a lot of old inventory that we're listing into this new auction. So kind of as a refresh, and obviously working with consigners to get pricing with the market. And say, hey, you know, we've had this for a little bit of time, you know, let's try to get the buyers as well as the consigners to meet in the middle and get a good product offered, you know, in our auction. All right. And this item actually might be in our April auction, but I'm not sure. It's kind of a highlight piece. It's kind of why I want to work on it as far as a preference goes, because I know that it's going to be a nice showpiece. Right. Okay. So I was correct. The boxing robe is actually going to be in the April 18th auction. So I misspoke on that. But still, it is a nice piece. It's got a full letter from JSA on that. In the previous auction that we had, we did a really nice thing for the Veterans Transition Resource Center, or Veterans Resource Transition Center. And what we did was we did this really cool 2-item Muhammad Ali lot for them. One was an autograph pamphlet, religious pamphlet, and then the other piece was this really interesting manuscript. You could see it on our website, and all of that proceeds went to the veterans. So we did that in our last auction, and that was kind of fun to do for them, for the veterans. And they broadcasted live in our showroom that Saturday. So if you go to their website, you could probably hear their broadcast that they did here live, kind of to you know, for that particular auction item. They were promoting that as well as their services here in Las Vegas. All right, so kind of going over a little bit over time here, but I'm sure you guys don't mind, considering this is a spur of the moment thing that I did today. I thought it would be interesting to show it on YouTube. And maybe, like, it's kind of funny because I know not too many people are watching. So maybe this is kind of if I'm not talking to anybody. So I figured, why not say it out loud? And actually, I think it's interesting. So other people will. So let's see what we got here. We also have some really awesome cards going out for grading tomorrow. So wait till they come back. I enjoy doing those grading reveal videos too. They're really fun. Especially when they, you know, whatever grade it comes back, it doesn't matter. If you saw the last one where I was like so stoked with all the different vintage cards, like I get very excited about cards. All right, so we have had some robes in previous auctions. So I'm going to kind of look at the description on that one from something that we had previously. This is how I come up with my process of writing something. So the first step I do is I go to our website, Memorabilia Auction. I know we have. I've seen it. I've written it before. So you don't want to reinvent the wheel here, but you want to take some bits and pieces from this particular description and go, can I use any of it or work with any of it for this description? And does it apply? So that's kind of the important thing. So I'm reading the description, and I know that I did not write this particular item that we had previously. We actually still have it now as a buy now on our website. A different robe, different style, different display. So I know that I didn't write this description. So I don't want to really use the framework or bones of it, because that item is a little bit different than this one. but I still want to have the same general concept of what it is, because what I'm doing is I'm describing exactly what the item is, but I also add flair to it, 90% of the time. Except on like those cards, it's kind of a list. It's really not something you add flair to, but this one I really do want to add something exciting, so when people read it, if they actually read the description, then they're also interested in maybe learning something, because that's generally the idea behind writing catalog descriptions is, hey, let's teach someone a little bit about Muhammad Ali, because you may have heard of him, but maybe there's something you don't know. Maybe you don't know his roots in Kentucky. Maybe you don't know his Olympic history. Whatever it is, maybe maybe you didn't know he has shoe polish, because we have some shoe polish that's in auction right now. So you could check that out. We also have a lot of autographed pamphlets from Muhammad Ali that are in the current auction. And the biggest item, which I should mention, because if I don't, it would be ridiculous. We did a advertising for it, is a 1978 Muhammad Ali championship ring in auction. So I'm going to take a detour and talk about that for a sec. That's an incredible piece. But before I do that, let me not get off track. And if anyone has any questions, again, I'm going a little bit over time today, but it's kind of well deserved when you have such awesome items in auction. So let me click on the ring. Again, 1978 Muhammad Ali Championship ring. It comes with the jeweler's appraisal too, which kind of explains what the components are of it. And there is a current bid on it at the moment at $27.50 is the current bid on it. Okay. So it is, let me read it here. Okay, presented is a 1978 Muhammad Ali Championship 14-karat gold ring. Now, this particular ring was not given to Ali, but it was commissioned and designed by him for his close personal friends and family. This one in particular was obtained through a professional relationship Ali had with a fighter. So you could go to our site, and yeah, it is 14-karat gold. And it's a size 16. It is marked Jostens in there. It's just an absolute beautiful ring. So I'm going to actually, because this is an incredible description by yours truly, I'm going to actually take some of the meat from this as my intro. And then I'm going to go back to what the signed robe was. And let's take some of this meat from this. It is a full-length robe. I hope you appreciated that detour, because it is a really nice item to talk about the ring. All right, so I'm kind of taking some of this, putting this together. It's kind of like making a soup. All the ingredients are awesome in my soup of description. So, okay, so we're going to put presented is a Muhammad Ali white and black full length satin boxing robe. Now, I'm not going to say Everlast. Even though it's obvious it says Everlast, sometimes you get zeroed on different other platforms if you put the word Everlast, because we've had that happen before where we've gotten zeroed. What being zeroed means is they take your listings down, whether it's Amazon or eBay or whatever, because we are a multi-platform platform company. So just to be safe, I'm not going to say Everlast, but it is, you could see it in the pictures. Okay. Presented as a Muhammad Ali white and black full-length satin boxing robe that makes a fine home display for that man cave. It is from everyone's, okay, a signature from everyone's favorite heavyweight champ. It was signed in black felt tip and grades 9. The robe is in mint condition, and the display measures 39.5 by 47. Oversized shipping rates will apply, obviously, because it's very unique size. And then I'm going to add another little caveat at the bottom. All displays are sold as is without warranty to the condition of the frame. Done. All right, so now this one is ready to go. Again, it just has to go through pricing. So I'm going to make it pending. So as soon as it goes through the pricing, it will launch into auction. Simple as that. All right, so if anybody has any questions, this is the time to ask. All right, we already answered a question from Zombie Boss and Jean Merle. Appreciate you guys watching. Again, go to our website, memorabilia.expert, to see all of these items that I was working on today. As soon as they're available for launch, they do go up. So check it out. And I hope to see you in another broadcast, depending on how the views go. And if people are interested and they want me to keep doing these, I will. Especially since there's no sports going on. I feel like maybe I could entertain in some way with some sports items. Why not, right? Okay. Well, have a good evening. Good night. Okay. Ending on YouTube. Yes. I'm going to end on YouTube.